I spoke to Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and he also asked me to talk to the Iranian president. He knew I was meeting him.
Let's talk about the regional situation. It's getting precarious by the day, but we in Pakistan seem to be completely oblivious to it. Saudi Foreign Minister has issued probably one of the more important statements that he has made recently in a Chatham House press engagement. He spoke at length about Saudi relations with Iran and other issues, but Iran dominated the debate. He blasted Iran, he criticized Iran, he held Iran and its government primarily responsible for much of the terrorism that is taking place. He came up with a figure that 80% of the IEDs can be traced back to Iran. He spoke about Yemen, he spoke about Palestine. From history to the present, he left no stone unturned in bashing Iran. Obviously, the tension between Iran and Saudi Arabia remains very high, and the situation is very precarious. It is against this background that one finds it exceedingly unsettling and surprising that the Imran Khan government chose to speak about mediation between Iran and Saudi Arabia. He went and had meetings with the Iranian leadership, then he also had meetings with Saudi Arabia, and after that an impression was created as if Pakistan's mediation was called by both Saudi Arabia and Iran, and that the mediation had this impact. Headlines created by Shah Mahmood Qureshi, who is the Foreign Minister of Pakistan's statement, speak for themselves. He is suggesting primarily as if the Saudi-Iran tensions are winding down, and the credit for this goes to none other than Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. However, a question was asked of the Saudi Foreign Minister about the mediation efforts. Remember, it's not just Pakistani mediation efforts that are being referred to. Iraqi mediation efforts are also being referred to, and the questionnaire actually got both the countries clubbed together and spoke about mediation. The Saudi Foreign Minister contemptuously dismissed the idea of mediation and said that we are not having any mediation.
Could you comment on the reports of Pakistani and Iranian mediation between Saudi and Iran? Saudi and Iran. Iraqi mediation, sorry.
With regards to mediation, we're not having any mediation. People come to us with ideas or suggestions, and we give them our response. And our response is, here's what Iran needs to do, and that's it. And we would like to see actions rather than words.
Saudi Foreign Minister, when he was visiting Pakistan a couple of months ago, sat next to the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, and said the same thing about Iran.
I think it's very strange coming from the Foreign Minister of the world's chief sponsor of terrorism to accuse others of engaging in terrorist activities in Iran. Very, very strange. Iran has been, since the Iranian Revolution of 1979, the chief sponsor of terrorism. Iran established terrorist groups such as Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen. Iran has been implicated in terrorist attacks in South America, in Europe, in Saudi Arabia, in other places. Iran has been implicated in smuggling weapons and explosives to terrorist groups. Iran has been implicated in interfering in the affairs of other countries and in providing weapons and training and safe passage for terrorist groups. Iran has been harboring virtually the board of directors of Al-Qaeda, including Osama bin Laden's son, since the events of 9/11. Iran has been facilitating the transport of terrorists across its territory. And so the last country in the world to accuse others of supporting terrorism is Iran.
The reason we played the old video with the next one is to simply prove a point that the Saudi position on Iran has not changed an inch. If anything, the situation remains fairly aggravated. The Iranians are not going to sit back and take it lying down. This leaves you with a fundamentally important question. Who really asked Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, to mediate between Saudi Arabia and Iran? And if the mediation is not accepted by both the countries and the situation has not diffused, why is the Pakistani Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi sounding so optimistic?